Hi, I'm TLC, and this is Hungry for More, the podcast about Feedism, by Feedists, and for Feedists.
I'm hungry. I'm so hungry. Yeah. I'm hungry. I'm so hungry. Yeah.
So we said we were going to change things up for season 2, and we meant it. 2 episodes each month will be what you're already familiar with if you're a regular listener. The other 2 episodes of the month will be more experimental. This is definitely one of those. This episode is called One of Us. So, what Pizzawolf and I usually do is we write down ideas we have for future topics and themes we want to talk about. And we've done this for a while now, but there's this one topic, this one thing that keeps crossing my mind. Let's call it a conspiracy theory, for lack of a better word. A small, tiny part of me is convinced that Anna Faris and Chris Pratt know what Feedism is, that it's a thing, and they're into it. Let's look at the evidence. Chris Pratt, the leading actor of Guardians of the Galaxy and Jurassic World, used to be Chubby Pratt, or as he called himself once, Fat Pratt. His character Andy Dwyer was a fan favorite in Parks and Rec for many years, and he was chubby. In the movie Delivery Man, he said he weighed in at 300 pounds. Chris Pratt just seems like this amazing, honest, funny guy. Here's a clip of Chris being his usual goofy self. He's describing his friendship with Nick Offerman to Conan O'Brien.
You're still close, is that right, you and Nick Offerman?
We are close. You know, for a long time, Nick, Adam, and I had this pact that if we had a really exceptional poop, we would take a picture of it and send it to one another. You know, and recently, maybe a year ago.
So this was something the three
Adam,
of you.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. The three of you would do this as a way to bond, like a share experience.
Just right. Yes, you'd look at a poop and think, that's an Offerman. I'm sending that to Nick. I think it started when
You know there are those celebrities, like Hugh Jackman or J.J. Watt, or Chris Pratt and Anna Faris. You really want to believe they're good people. Here's Anna talking about the relationship on Ellen.
No, but it really is. You're a cute couple, and you're
Thank
very
you.
affectionate, and I love that about the two of you.
Thank you. He's a great family man, and I'm so proud of his success and everything, but he's more importantly a great person.
Yeah.
And he's got a great heart. And
And a good dad. And are you going to have
dad.
more kids? Do you want more?
We do want more. As everybody...
When Chris got cast as Peter Quill in Guardians of the Galaxy, he lost all of the weight. That's what people always say, all the weight, whatever that's supposed to mean. And he got bombarded with questions about his weight loss and his abs and his diet.
Chris Pratt transformed from a hefty 300 pounds from his days as Andy Dwyer in Parks and Recreation to a svelte guardian of the galaxy at a ripped low 200.
He's one of those new heartthrobs now, you know, the Brad Pitts, the Ryan Goslings of this world.
Who's got us saying, damn.
He became this tall, ripped, charming Hollywood prince. But what grabbed my attention was this.
What does your wife like more? Chunky Chris or ripped up Chris?
She's a feeder, so the wife likes me better fat. Which is pretty cool, because...
Yeah, that's true love right there.
Don't blink, brother, because soon enough, she's gonna be real happy, because old daddy's gonna be back.
A feeder. That sounds so weirdly intentional. I know feeder isn't the weirdest word, there are applications in agriculture and other industries for that word, but in this context, it seems so specific. There was no hesitation behind it. It didn't mean, oh, she loves to spoil me, or oh, she cooks incredibly well, there was no euphemism. No, he meant she's a feeder. But I'm not a native English speaker. What do I know? I think I need a pro in English, words, and things.
Hello?
Hi!
Hey, there.
Hey,
Perfect.
you're probably waiting on Skype, right?
No, I don't have Skype up.
I have someone who might be able to help. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, oh, that's just a normal thing we say in America, calling someone a feeder, and 10 being, oh my god, she's definitely one of us. How weird is it that he calls her a feeder?
So my guess is it's probably like, I think it's like a 6 or a 7. Like it's feeder is not a common term. We don't use it. The one thing that makes me kind of suspect that it might have something to do with like just general well, that it might be somewhat like vernacular to him is that he's like a Northwestern guy who's like kind of rural and he like hunts and stuff. And so no, I mean, seriously, there are things like, you know, if you're hunting deer, you could set out a deer feeder. So, you know, that's the only like, you know, take that I'd have on it. I don't think that it's weird because it, you know, it dovetails really, really nicely. I mean, it really, really mirrors the terminology that the kink uses exactly.
Like he doesn't even try to like feminize the term in a way that you normally would with a lot of those words. You know what I mean? Just naturally find a way that sounds more feminine, because the only like naive way I can think about it is that he's using it as kind of, oh, she loves to spoil me, or she cooks so good, she's kind of like mothery type of woman, something like that.
Yeah. And
but then it's just so blunt.
Natural and I mean, an instant response, no thinking required.
No hesitation.
He knew what to call her, and she's a feeder, and like that's, you know.
Yeah.
So
you're placing it at the 6 or 7, you said.
I'd say 6 or 7.
Okay.
It's more than just a coincidence.
But we should take a step back and think. How would I prove this?
I mean, it's hard to say. You know, I think there's always going to be a level of plausible deniability. I don't think you're going to get conclusive proof.
I told you I'm not asking for lawyer advice.
Well, no, I mean, you know, that's true. But I mean, I guess what's success to you? Because you could have a totality of the circumstances, overwhelming evidence, you know, clear and convincing. You know, there are different levels of proof. So you have to decide what you know, what becomes convincing to you.
All we know is that he called her a feeder, and she seems to play a major part when it comes to him gaining weight. He never said he's a feedee. So I think I'm biased in my desire to get Chubby Pratt back. And maybe I should focus on her instead.
All right.
I'll get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, if anyone can, it's you, I'm sure. All right, good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye.
Bye. So, I decided to tweet Anna Faris. Okay, let's do this. Then let's tweet at her. Tweet at Anna Faris. Hi. I'm a filthy feedist. You know when you scroll through the comments, and every now and again there's this one comment that says, I know nobody's gonna read this, but ... And those are like the first ones you actually start reading, because you're intrigued, because you think actually nobody's gonna read them, and you're gonna be the only one. It's gonna be amazing. Which it never is, but I think that helps. So let's just start with, I know this is a long shot. I know this is a long shot, but...
A few moments later.
But...
20 minutes later. One eternity later.
I only have 9 characters left. I hate Twitter so much. I'm not made for 140 characters.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
At Anna Faris, I know this is a long shot, but we have a podcast about liking bigger people. We'd love to chat with you. HorngryMagazine.com. Oh my god, I already feel nervous. And that was it. I never expected a message back. And I never got a message back. Nothing changed. And I think that's fine. All I had is what's out there. What Dave decided to share. And don't get me wrong, there's more than enough out there for all the skeptics. He makes jokes about how fun it is to gain weight.
But who knows, the right thing could come along and I'd want to gain weight again. It's awfully fun.
It seems like it comes to you easily.
How much he misses being fat.
So incredible. I'll tell you this. I know you're a big action star now, and you've talked about, like, getting in shape, but I kind of miss Fat Pratt. Do you miss him at all?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
I do. My wife does too. Like, she likes to cook, and I don't get to eat as much of her cooking as I used to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I miss it. He's not gone forever. He's just on vacation for a couple years, but he's coming back.
He makes jokes about his belly, patting it during interviews.
You can tell from the angle right now, but I'm kind of like a fat ass. I have a little extra belly going on, and
that's for.
Here's even some advice from Chris that a lot of you feeders listening might be very familiar with.
Gaining weight and losing weight are both difficult and require an incredible amount of pain and dedication. Truly, gaining weight is painful. For all the times that you have to go to the gym and make your body sore to lose weight, you have to do the same thing to gain weight. We just don't think about it that way because you walk out of a restaurant and you're like, oh God, I'll never eat again. That's the same thing as like going and doing bench press or something and being like, oh man, I can't move, You're stretching your body in a way that it's unnatural and it comes back bigger to make it easier for the next time you do that.
It's a little more fun, though.
It's a little more fun, tastes better.
Anna talks about loving him bigger. She talks about how sexy he eats.
Because I like to cook, and I used to cook like these great meals, and it was so amazing to watch him eat because you've never seen somebody more grateful. It was like he had been I don't know,
captive,
like a prisoner,
Survivor. Yeah. So he knows how to throw
every
down.
bite, he would just be like, oh my God, like having these orgasms, eating my food. It felt amazing.
She even jokes about fattening him up to the point where she'll lift him up with a forklift.
After the movie stuff is done, I'm gonna get that little cuddly belly back. I'm gonna rub my face in it. I'm gonna make him into a human burrito. I'm just gonna wrap him up in our big down comforter and force him to stay in bed. And then I'll get the tractor, eventually haul him out sometimes so he can see the sun. And then I'll get the forklift, put him right back in bed.
I love that. It's hard enough to stay married, but then to do what y'all do.
This is what she said when a fan asked her about Chris's weight during a signing.
You know I like a big man. I always have.
And I give you the last one.
It seems like the two of them couldn't make it any clearer. They're not interested in your weight loss talk.
Can we just talk about the workout regimen? I'm very curious to know what you were doing, what you were eating.
Really?
Yes. Was it just like turkey patties or chicken or what?
Looking for a new fitness routine? Looking for a new fitness routine?
Welcome to Dish Nation. So much to get to today. We got to talk about Chris Pratt, and his hotness may be temporary.
Looking for a new fitness routine? Looking for a new fitness routine?
Our society is weird. I've asked myself a few things throughout the research of this episode. Like, what does this even mean to me? Why do I care? Does it matter to us as a community, and does it change anything? At times I felt bad when I caught myself wondering about this. Why was everyone so obsessed with his weight? I know why I was so curious, but why are all these random, presumably non-fetus people obsessed with his weight? It's such a superficial visual change. It didn't change his acting abilities, it shouldn't make him any funnier, or less funny, or better or worse at taming dinosaurs for that matter. And what does it do to a person?
His hotness may be temporary.
For a long time, I felt like at least I had a reason to obsess over this. But do I really? Do I have a right to sneak this deep into a rabbit hole that's not actually mine? There was a fat kid in my class, and I think I wasn't even 12 years old. But at that age, I used to daydream about him getting bigger and me helping him along the way. If I was having troubles falling asleep, all I had to do was close my eyes and start imagining. But the concept of the world we live in and the spaces we share with other human beings starts to grow, and I started wondering, does everyone feel like this? Some are lucky. Some discover within hours or days that they're not alone. There's a community out there that you can belong to. Someone out there understands. But for others, it'll take months, or years, or decades. Some of us grow up and we see and experience how society treats fat people. Some of us give up. Some of us will start to believe that we're actually alone, because every single thing we believe in contradicts such a fundamental part of our social experience. We get pushed aside by this billion-dollar capitalist construct we chose to call beauty, and we retreat. We retreat into the crevices of the internet. But what if Chris Pratt is one of us? What if all it means is that I'll feel a little bit less lonely? In a world that feels like it was made by skinny people and for skinny people, maybe a part of me feels like if I knew for certain that he's one of us, that she's one of us, it might feel a little bit less lonely. And maybe I don't need it anymore. I'm sure a lot of you don't need it at all. But maybe there's another 12-year-old out there who would have a much easier time if she knew. And then I got a tweet back. Just kidding. By the way, I have a confession to make. Dear Pizzawolf, I hope you're listening. If not, screw you for not listening to your own damn podcast. But I've never watched Parks and Rec. I think my brother wanted to show me an episode once, but I was really, really stoned. So all I remember is Amy Poehler's face and her holding up a picture of a park, I think. I don't even know if that was actually in the episode. I haven't yet seen Guardians of the Galaxy either, and I didn't watch Jurassic World. And maybe I only saw the trailer of Delivery Man. So, please, don't hate me. Bye! Thanks for listening to the second season of Hungry for More. If you want to contact me or Pizzawolf, you can find us on Feedee. I'm Tender Loving Cares, he's Pizzawolf. We also have a Patreon for people who want to support this podcast. It's patreon.com/h4m. Just check it out. See you for the next episode in a week.
I'm so